Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us for a new episode of the Who's Who interview by APSIA. And today we're very lucky to welcome Edirin from Nigeria, who will be sharing with us a little bit more about his experience in the solar industry. Edirin, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you, John. Glad to be here.
I'd like to go straight to the point and ask you the first question of the day. I would welcome if you could tell us a little bit more about your company and your function and your role within the company.
Our company is AMMP Technologies, which stands for Advanced Monitoring and Management Platform. And so what we do is we provide a remote monitoring platform for companies that develop, own, operate a portfolio of renewable energy and hybrid assets in emerging markets. And so we provide them visibility and operative insights. My role is the head of business development in the Nigeria region, which is our biggest. And so I identify these companies whose business models are best enabled by our product. And and so right now we are monitoring about a little less than 1,000 systems in Africa and Asia.
This isn't your first job in the solar industry. Could you tell us a little bit about how it all started?
Yeah, I've been involved in the renewable sector for a while. I think this is the field that I want to contribute value to. And so my academic and my professional path so far has been in this domain. I would say before this, most recently, I was working at GE Power, and now at AMP, I'm working even more closely with the renewable sector.
So throughout this career of yours, I'd be interested if you could tell us about a memorable time that you've had within the solar industry.
I would say the most memorable time falls not even in the professional sphere. In my second year of college, I was in this chemistry class and I was making this organic solar cell. It really only put out like a very small amount of current. It was this cute project, but it was so impressive to me, and I wondered, why isn't this a thing everywhere? And then you learn the truth of how expensive they are and all the R&D that's being done. And then fast forward to business school. I'm in this energy class, and the professor starts talking about how the cost of energy from solar is now cheaper than the cost of energy from coal in India. And that just blew my mind, like, this is happening. Solar is now. And so, yeah, that's one of the most memorable moments.
Talking about now, and I mean, things are evolving quite positively, but let's imagine you had a magical stick and you could change one thing in the solar industry. What would this be?
If I could change, I would even use the word just improve one thing. I would like to see more international players really teaming up with the local developers on the continent. I think solar provides such a massive opportunity for shared value. It doesn't require the huge learning and technical know-how of, let's say, building hydropower, building the dams and the turbines. And so because of that, it can be accessible both on a consumption and a development level across Africa. And so I would like to see more players, taking all of this experience that they have outside and developing tools, services to really support these local players to address their problem, which is the energy poverty and all of that.
Last question for the day, Edirin. I would like to have your opinion on what we may expect in the African solar space over the next 12 months.
There's a growing trend towards more and more decentralized systems. I think it's incentivized by factors such as the weak grids, the high tariffs, and the proliferation of diesel gensets. I think all these factors will lead to a growth in the energy as a service business model. You know, off-takers do not want to spend money on capex if they can avoid it, but they're also craving this energy reliability. And so I think we're going to see more and more players in the commercial and industrial sector. I believe this is already happening, and they're going to be using something along the lines of an energy as a service business model. And so this is what our company is betting on, and what our product can really give value to, enable.
Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your experience and your feeling and view on the African solar industry. And we look forward to catching up with you very, very soon.
Thank you, John. Thank you for all you're doing at AFCIA.